Hello everyone, this is Grand Madam from Grand Madam's Tarot. This morning, Eastern Time, somewhere between 8 and 9, I decided to take a look at the aftermath of Roe versus Wade, the reversal where the protections are no longer under federal constitution but are now will be down with the state's determination. And I just wanted to see what the impact was going to be for the next 7 years for the U.S., okay? The first card I turned over was Judgment. When I was told to use these cards, Dark Goddess cards, so these are shuffled. I'm going to put them over here, and I'll be right back. So sorry, folks, I forgot I had the kettle on. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. Spirit told me to get the energy around the reversal using Dark Goddess. I thought that was quite interesting. So we're going to start that. So I'm going to look at the energy around the reversal or the kickback down, the overturn of Roe versus Wade. Because it's all political. But what are we going to have to suffer through after that? I don't have a dog in that race anymore, but there are other women who do, you know. Let's see what the energy around the reversal is all about. So once we see what the energy is about, then we'll get to the bottom of this. What is the energy around the reversal of Roe versus Wade? And what really bothers me now is how legitimate is the Supreme Court. Because if you can reverse a law quietly on the sneak tip, such as Roe versus Wade, who says you can't do the same thing with women's votes with the 13th, 14th Amendment that freed the slaves? Any of that stuff can be overturned. That's what makes that's what makes me so nervous, but we'll see. We'll see. What's the energy around? And for those of you who doubt it, go look it up. Look at what it takes to overturn a law. You'll find it. First thing you're going to find out is those laws are still on the books. So they can be overturned at any time. Moving right along. What's the energy around the Roe versus Wade reversal here? From the Dark Goddess deck. Oh my. Right off the bat. Trickery. Defense. Desperation. What is going on? Maybe I better start watching the news again. This is about birth, creation. Desperation around birth. Desperation, the fifth one. Here we got Judgment. And we have Judgment, the decision, okay? The decision. At the bottom of the deck, it was done in secrecy. It was all done in secrecy. Now, we've got, it was a trick. Oh, it was not legitimately done, folks. Oh my God. Ooh. Did you know that the Supreme Court does not use ethical guidelines? They don't have any kind of mechanism to keep them straight, to keep them in check. Oh boy. All right, let's read what we have here. And then I'm going to go through each one of these. I didn't expect this to be so long. Okay. Oh! The untold story. Look at this. Do you see this? The untold story behind the judgment. There's something amiss about this. Started off with trickery. There's something amiss. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, this is making my hand shake. I don't know what to expect. In other words, there's a background, there's something going on behind it. A lot of confusion. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion. Yes, most definitely a lot of confusion. Uh-huh. And this has been, people have been going through, this thing has been in the making for years. This is the Nine of Wands, maybe 9, 10 years, trying to overturn this law. Okay. And here's the Star of Hope with the Aquarius energy. Can you see that? Hope is in the past tense. Okay, here's the announcement. Page of Cups. There's going to be another announcement. Ooh, look what's done in the dark. This is the Moon card. What's done in the dark. There's something about this. Oh, that was not done properly. And now people are trying to wrap their heads around it, and some other folks think that they can get away with something and then run off. Oh, it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. Something was not done right with this law. Justice. Look at that. The Moon. Look at that. Trickery and justice. Fantasy, illusion, and justice. Shadow and justice. Some things were done behind the scenes. Well, we know it was behind the scenes, but we still don't have the story. Somebody's going to get a hold of this story, and it is going to be news. I heard the Washington Post is going to use it. Okay, here we have the Knight of Cups. This is some concern here about romantic invitations. And here's the Page of Swords. So it looks like this whole situation has been studied. We'll see what comes up with it. It's been watched. People have been watched. People have been studied. Behavior. Six of Pentacles, generosity. Government has been dishing out money to some folks. Ooh, those with money are making plans. It could be to go elsewhere to have the procedure done, or to just move out the country completely. For others, it was like I said, the government moving, offering funds, and has moved since that time, has moved in a different direction. Okay, in the mental challenge, there's happiness. There's also, this is a card of masculine singlehood, bachelorhood. This is the Nine of Cups. That is directly challenged. So, ooh. And here's the work-at-home mom. Ooh, this is going to be a mess. This is the housewife, manager, boss. This is the boss lady. And this is the emotional challenge, because women are going to be trying to, we all wear so many different hats in the first place. We're multifaceted, we're multitasking people. But in this case, the challenge, the emotional challenge, to get emotional satisfaction, you're going to have to learn how to make your money at home. So women are going to be, this is what I was afraid of, knocked out the employment sector. You know, they still fire you when you're pregnant, even though it's against the law. And here we have title. Whoa, title. At the bottom of the deck, we have small offers of support. But, title or entitlement. Title. I have a feeling it's going to be another title. When I say title, I'm talking about laws, like Title IX, Title blah blah, Title this, Title that. This is interesting. So what we have is a sneaky maneuver that's going to impact 50+% of the population in the United States of America. And this is a wake-up call. The bottom line to all of this, as frustrating as it can be for some, it's going to be the wake-up call. I have two of my, uh, what would you call them? Let me get the cat out of here. Get out of here, cat. Two of my, you see his tail? Uh, Official cards. These are the copyright cards and things, and it has a little biography here. But I've never seen this in one of my readings before. The card of title, certification, of something official. And here we have the biography. The biography. So it's something, it's going to, did I tell you at Washington Post, it's going to, whatever is going to come out here regarding the judgment, it's going to hit the Post first. And then, of course, the news, the rest of the news wires pick it up. So that's it for this reading. I want to get into up here right now. Grab my coffee. I'm going to use the Gypsy deck. Excuse the slurp. This is my first cup this morning. Trickery. Let's look at trickery. Notice it didn't show the hardships I anticipated. It didn't show any hardships. Confusion, yes, in the Rider-Waite reading in the previous spread, but not hardships. So what is trickery? This is about the energy around the reversal of that law. What is trickery? What is trickery? What is trickery? 3 cards, please, tarot team. Just select 3 cards for me. Okay. We have the room, the young girl. So this is aimed after younger women, and the journey. So what was the trick? Give me one more card. The trickery is that it was discussed for as the angle that it was taking was this is going to be the best for young womankind, but it was a trick. It was a trick. In other words, young women shouldn't be out and about on any journey, going any place. They should be at home waiting. That is the best case scenario for younger women. That was the angle that was used. Okay, let's see what the defense was. In other words, we're going to take care of our young women, even though they can't, because they can't take care of themselves. How patriarchal. How paternal. What is defense? What is defense? In other words, they don't want women to have the freedom to come and go as they please. They don't want them to have the money. They don't want them to have the resources. They don't want them to have the vehicles. They don't want them to have the mindset that you can just up and go and leave and do what you want to do. That is not acceptable to certain people. Okay, so let's see what defense is all about. What is defense? This is one more? Okay, do one more. I heard one more. Now, I'll cut it out. Okay. Talking to, sometimes my tarot team comes in and they just yak, and they mess with me. Oh, look at defense. So this is what it's all about. The divorced man, the widower, he who has no woman in the home. It was a frivolous notion. Do you see that? So this whole thing with pro-choice is in defense of the male's frivolity, the male's fortune. Oh my goodness. So basically, calm your nerves. Calm your nerves. It's about power and economic control over the female. So they think. I don't know who makes these decisions, but if you knock out 50% of your workforce, well, I think women are what? They're more than 50%. What is it, 80% now? If you take out your workforce, who's there left to work for you? This is nuts. Well, we knew that, right? Let's move it right along. What is desperation? And so all this trickery, all this back alley maneuvers they did. Wait a minute, that goes over here. All this back alley maneuvering that was done has been done to knock the woman out of her economic standing. This is for women who have money, young women who have money. You know, this is going after the young woman making six figures. Dang. And this is again this thought in scarcity. It's all based in scarcity. The men, if we knock the women out the economic game, then we become moneyed again. Not in this day and age. Oh my goodness. Did I shuffle for desperation? I started talking. Okay, well, these are the energies behind it. These are the thoughts behind the reversal of Roe versus Wade. Okay. Now we can see. I have one question for Spirit. Is it going to be reinstated? When? That's what I'm hearing. I'm channeling now. Spirit said it will be reinstated in the next 2 to 3 years. Yeah, because this is going to be some harsh lessons for whomever is in charge to learn. What is desperation? What is desperation? What is desperation? Like, there's nothing you can do to 50% of the population that's not going to impact the other 50. And I mean tremendous impact. Talk about crying in your beer. What is desperation? Oh, people are afraid to die. What the heck? Death of what? Death of the sweetheart? Surprise. Cheerfulness. This is going to sound as crazy as it looks, all right? Um, Again, this is all about controlling the female, the death of the sweetheart, the surprise. This is coming from the hookup generation. You don't have relationships anymore, you have hookups. That's what this is. That's what this is. And this is a man dipping his net into a river and coming up with something he never expected. So what has happened is that with the hookup generation, the females they have as much power and authority, if not more, than the male. And they've turned the whole game around on the men. In other words, what men used to do back in yesteryear, when they pretended that they wanted to be married knowing they wanted to be single. The women are playing that game against them now. They're running game on them now. So that's why there's desperation. And now we have all of these discussions on male-female relationships, and basically the purpose is not to get any better, it's just to console the male. Desperation. So this is a desperate move to keep a female in the house. Okay. That was Merchant. I was just curious to see what was coming up next. All right. But let's pull that out, because that Constellation and Merchant. So here's your so-called high-value man who can't even hold a female either. It's good to be a female. Moving right along to creation. So this is, after I finish with this one, I want to know what the energy of the aftermath is going to be. The aftermath. And I think I have to get up and grab some more cards. So we'll see. I'm going to use the same. What is creation? What is creation? What is creation? What is creation? Deals with money, the message, and the enemy. Constancy. Ooh. Foe. Look at this. You see that? Foe. So this whole thing at this attack, this is another attack on the female, to make it so that some of these people are seeing the female as an enemy. It's about money. So this whole role reversal on Roe versus Wade is about money. It's about sending a message. The message is coming from the enemy, but you also see who the enemy really is. And this constancy of there's a faction out there that sees the female as the devil, as a foe, as an enemy. And that it's just jealousy, because some folks just cannot bear children. They cannot have children. They cannot conceive children, and they're pissed off. Huh. That gets deep. Now that we've seen this. So we know, basically, this was a geopolitical move. Geo, because I'm talking about the United States of America. Politics. It's just religious laced, but it's politics. To knock the woman, and economics, to knock the female out of the economic bandbox here. To strip her of her money. That's going to blow up in this country's face, and it's going to be ugly. Now, I hear the neighbors are waking up. Let's see, what would be... Let's try the Lenormands. What is the aftermath outcome? What is the outcome? What's the outcome of the Roe versus Wade reversal? What's the outcome? What is the outcome? I tried it this way. I burnt my cards up so bad. I used them so often. What is the outcome of Roe versus Wade's reversal? The reversal. Because you know what, folks? As frustrating as it is and as dangerous as it can be, I do believe that this was, the good thing about it is that it is a wake-up call for the nation. We will actually see how laws are really made, as opposed to the way we've been taught. And also, we have been led, now we see that even the Supreme Court needs some type of ethics guidelines. I did not know they didn't have any guidelines. Well, on that level, you're expected to be an ethical person, but why? We're all human. Uh, Even if you climb your way to that top like that, there still has to be ethical guidelines. Like no sneaking law changes when people aren't looking. Yeah, that's. I mean, if they can reverse Roe versus Wade, they can reverse the Voting Act. They can reverse the 13th Amendment that freed the slave. Well, that allowed confirmed the slaves were free. How about that? Confirmed that they didn't free them. Those bombs dropping in those plantations freed the slaves. But that kind of thing, right to vote and all this kind of stuff. So what is the outcome of this Roe versus Wade reversal? Now these read a little differently, so it might take me a moment, but I can at least feel the energy around it, okay? Come on, y'all. In. Okay. Okay. There it go. Okay. All right. Look at that. But did I not say it was going to be short-lived? Clover, and there's the law. That's a message, but we'll say it's a law, symbolic for law. It's going to be that reversal, that overturn, very short-lived. And look, 2 to 3 years? Here's the 2. 27, 2 plus 9 is second year, 9th month, maybe? 7 of swords, that's a cheat. Okay, moving right along. Analyze later. Oh, look at this. Yeah, and something's going to come in to replace it because there were some, I guess, there were some loopholes, some mistakes. We have the hope, and we have the compass heading north. They're going to come up. It's going to be what is going to happen is there's going to be something better, something more. See, I don't know what the loopholes are, so I don't know how to describe them. Something more concise, something more relevant, something better written, a law better written that's coming up. Mm-hmm. Mm. Now, this is about motherhood and protection for the mother and the children. And this is about new beginnings and written in a book. They very well, the new beginnings, they may be referencing, this is the book of secret knowledge. They may be going back to some original texts or some original laws or some type of something on the books that's going to work with new beginnings, births, things like that. And this is the protection of the mother as well as the children. So they've got to go in there and make some changes and hook some things up. Okay. Now with this is keeping an eye on the garden, huh? This whole, you know what's going to happen with this? This can be the Garden of Eden. This can be just an idyllic place. This whole Roe versus Wade reversal is going to force people to get into their holy books and do some digging. And when they do some digging this time, it's going to be scrutinized, which means they're going straight for the untranslated versions. And when they do that, when they get a better idea of what is what, things are going to be cut out. Or they may find that something has already been cut out for the fortune of others. Things cut out of the holy books and given to the public to make others fortunate and to make the masses less fortunate. Truths are coming out. Even mystical truths are coming out on this. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. Okay. Now what? This and this. Okay. A lot of clouds, a lot of confusion, people moving around a lot. That's the rider. She's on her way. She's going away. And it's going to be for health reasons. Yeah. Because there's also going to be some issues. See, you can't fool around with people's health care like this. These are going to be some issues here. This is the card for your physical health. This is the card for things eating away, nibbling on your physical health. Because it'll get to the point where the doctors will be afraid to touch these women. And you can have, if you're a female, at a certain age, you know how many weird and strange and wondrous things can happen in your reproductive system. And things will happen. Things just go out of whack. It's just hormones get unbalanced and they create problems sometimes. That's if you have never if you're a female with a reproductive system, I pretty much can guarantee you're going to have health problems whether you're a virgin or not. You're going to have health problems if you have never had a child, and you're going to have health problems if you have had a child. And they're all going to be related respectively to whatever condition you're in, and you're going to need a doctor's care. And the doctors are afraid to touch you now because of this reversal. Yeah. All right, what else do we need to see? But there's something gnawing away right now. Ooh, wee! Look at that! Man and woman going in their opposite corners. We have the moon and we have choices. So basically, both men and women have been making some illusory choices based on your fantasies. They don't look. That's the way it fell out. That's a split. That's a break. But you also know what? Yeah. This is my fantasy girl, my side chick. Is like he's leaving the side chick alone now because he understands the problems with fantasy and how he'll be forced to make a choice. I didn't expect that. Okay, cards. What else you got going on? This. Whee! Oh, whoa! Wow! How beaten down the wife has been. Look at the whip. Whip's beat. How beaten down the wife has been behind pretended loyalty. False face of loyalty. A loyalty that was never there, which has caused the beatdown. And she's right. Oh, can you see this? Right, standing right on. Side chick standing right on top of the wife's head. This is something else right here. Let me pick it up like this. Okay, you see it now? How the two of them, him and his options, a man and his options, has beaten down the wifely one. Yeah, wow, what else is coming up here? Let me just. I need more space. Okay. Oh, wow. Mm. This is deep. Because commitment is dead. The ring signifies commitment. The sarcophagus is dead. There will be many obstacles for children. Still. Okay, running away from the marriage has shown people a lot of treachery. The wise old owls have seen things. So right about now, it looks like they're stepping in to take over things. Ooh. Okay, look at the closed-in heart has been anchored for the time for love everlasting is up. Oh, the concept. You can also read it this way. It's time to anchor your closed heart, ground yourself, clear it out for everlasting love. Now is the time. In other words, save yourself for love. Save yourself for a commitment. So what has happened? It looks to me like the bottom of this deck is the snake. Um, take four more. Look. The bottom of the deck is the snake, and the snake in this case can be about wisdom. I'm going to take a look to see what's next to it. Yeah, illumination and the snake. Now, sometimes the snake is an evildoer, but the snake is also known for its wisdom. In this case, I do believe it's wisdom. Okay. Now we have the man here, the young man here. He's at the wishing well. Now he wants the family home, and now he's trying to bridge a gap. This is an opportunity for man to step up. If this is the life you say you want, you've got to step up and show it. And this is interesting. Why did that fall backwards like that? I don't know. Hold on. That didn't come off, right? I don't know how I picked that up. Well, what the heck? We have the sun and the snake. We have a lot of conversation going on. We have the separation of the male and the female. We have the church is trying to pull families back together, long-term relationships together. So basically, someone has literally made, examined and evaluated the social situation today, family situation, and decided, no, we've got to make some drastic changes because otherwise we'll have no more families. This is weird, but that makes sense too. And so this is a complete cultural type of shift. And the shift, hold on a second. I got a question. The purpose of this shift is to force the male to stand up and take responsibility for wife and family. Question, what happens if they don't? And if they don't, uh, these kippers, nah, kippers. All right, so the whole purpose of the Roe versus Wade reversal is for the male. The support is in support of the male. But it's also going to be placing a lot of heavy responsibility on the male that the female is used to carrying. So, are the men going to step up with Roe versus Wade being reversed? Are they going to step up and do their part with the care and comforts, the well-being of the mother and child? Are the men going to step up? Because basically all this is a cultural shift to force men back in certain positions they were in years ago. But times are different now. Women took over those positions because the men could not. First of all, between Vietnam, World War II, World War II, the Korean War, which not too many people know about, and Vietnam, and then we have the Afghanistan, Middle Eastern wars. There weren't enough men around left. And the men that were left, if they weren't A grade, one top of the chart, cream of the crop, physically and mentally, then they were not drafted. Which means that they were the ones who had the defects left behind. These are the ones who had the women have to take care of them because they couldn't take care of themselves for whatever reason. Now you add that with those that were damaged in the wars coming back. That's why women had to take charge. That's why you have so many single family households also. So are the men going to stand up? Here's Privileged Lady. It's not about, well, courthouse. Change. Imprisonment. Uh-oh. And concern. Now that's different. Bottom of the deck is courtship. Unexpected income, toil and labor, thieving, sudden wealth, prostitution. Oh, Jesus. I asked if the men were going to stand up. No. That's a no. Privileged ladies got to go to court. What's going to change is now we have to deal with actual imprisonment and concerns. So no, they're not going to stand up. Not going to stand up. So this is getting ready to be a big mess, which is probably why they will be reinstating Roe versus Wade or something different, putting something different in within the next 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 sessions, I heard. Well, that might be 2 to 3 years. Yeah, maybe sooner. 2 to 3 sessions. And I'm going to leave it at that. This is Grand Madam wishing you much love, my friends.